Mrs. Holloway?
Oh, goodness. Mrs. Holloway is my mother-in-law. Please, call me Jen. You must be Samantha.
Yes, you can call me Sam, though. It's so nice to finally meet you in person.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I don't often get to meet with students. Oh, and if I remember correctly, your online profile said something about a certain preference for a chai tea latte.
Oh my God. You actually read that? You didn't have to. I mean, thanks.
Your professor sent some of your information my way, and let me say, I am quite impressed, young lady. Are you sure you didn't come to meet me about an internship? Because from your professor's reviews and what I briefly see on your resume, you are quite the qualified candidate.
I don't know what to say. That would be amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. Holloway. I mean, Jen.
Well, we'll have to make sure that we set up another meeting to talk about information about that, but I don't want to intrude on this time. You wanted to ask me a few questions.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for helping me out with this.
Of course. You know, I've really been looking forward to this. I used to be just like you, a young woman full of questions and worries and curiosities. I mean, hell, I still am.
I don't know if I can believe that. I mean, you're Jen Holloway, the biggest name in advertising. How could I ever compare with that?
Oh, honey, I'm nothing special, trust me. You'd be surprised by what it took me to get here.
So I have to ask, if you could describe your career in one word, what would it be?
For someone who never thought I would make it, that is definitely not a question I ever thought I would get. In fact, there was a time when I'm sorry, I was a young woman in the industry. I was naive, ambitious, and willing to do whatever I could to prove my worth in the field. I found a passion for this work, and I wanted to do my best to climb my way to the top. I don't know how I could have ignored it. People didn't talk about it back then. I was new on the job. I mean, how could I stand up to that? This man that had all the power over my future, my career. I couldn't say anything, even though everyone knew. It was this nightmare that I couldn't escape. All of a sudden, I was just the victim. I was seen as the weak one everyone pitied. I couldn't even perform my job because he was always there to remind me of what it would take to be successful in this industry. I knew it was wrong, but it became my new normal because I couldn't afford to lose my job.
I could ask Jack about it. I could ask Jack about it. I could ask Jack about it.
I've blocked most of the events out of my head. It's what's followed that I can't escape. The constant reminders. The people who knew. You know, people tell you to stay strong and that you'll win because it's not your fault. But they don't know the half of it. I eventually told the people closest to me. It wasn't a matter of them not believing me. I knew that. It just seemed that any help anyone attempted to offer me didn't actually help me. If anything, it made me feel worse. People tell you it's so easy to find help, to right the wrong, to make him pay for what he did. But if they're saying that, they don't know anything about getting help. They don't know all the thoughts that rush through your mind when you go to the police and they tell you that the only way that they can assist in your case is by filing a report requesting a medical examination and investigation. Then they put you in a room and interrogate you on every little detail of every little event, making you relive every moment just so they can get the facts straight. When you finally listen and speak to a lawyer who tells you that it may take 5 to 6 years to build a case against him because it's more difficult for you to prove that he's guilty than it is for him to prove that he's innocent, even though there are witnesses. You don't know the disappointment until you're sitting in your parents' house, telling them for the first time 2 years later because you finally had to quit your job. The look in their eyes, because they see you as their little girl once again, wanting to protect you, take away all the pain, all the sadness, all the scars, all the fear, all the monsters that tore you apart. I thought I was strong, but all I could do was stay silent. I mean, when there is so much at stake, could you break the silence? It's taken me 20 years to be able to talk about this. You know what finally convinced me? I saw a young woman heading into a restaurant with a group of male colleagues, and I immediately recognized the look on her face. So you ask if I could describe my career in one word, what would that be? Unspoken.